Chapter 28. Rhys. Promotions. This had better not be a joke. I'm wearing red and black check pajamas, waiting outside two huge double doors adorned with oversized wreaths. Kacey bought the outfit for me and said it was required for Christmas morning at her parents' home. But honestly, I'm struggling with calling this place a home. It's massive. In England it would have a name like Greystone Manor or Hawthorne Ridge. I scanned the perfectly maintained front gardens, the fountain, and the security fence. It would have been easier had Kacey and I arrived together, but the Briggs family tradition is for the adult kids to spend the night at the Briggs estate so they can celebrate together first thing in the morning. Adelaide, Kacey's mum, even offered me a guest room, but that felt a step too intimate for now. I readjust the bundle of day clothes I've brought, because I hope I don't have to stay in pajamas all day, as my eyes wander the grounds for the guest cabanas Kacey mentioned. Then voices echo from within, and the door swings open.
Rhys!
Adelaide exclaims.
So glad you made it.
A pleasure, Mrs. Briggs. I'm relieved that under her flower-dusted apron, she's wearing the same outfit I've been forced into.
Oh, call me Addie. You wore the pajamas. Kacey didn't think you would.
As long as I'm not the only one, I grimace.
Don't worry,
She says in a conspiratorial whisper as she ushers me inside.
even Leo's wearing them.
I relax the slightest bit. Adelaide leads me through an enormous marble foyer and past a sweeping curved staircase, the banister wrapped in evergreen and lights.
Sorry for leaving you out in the cold so long. We give our staff the holidays off, but then no one thinks to answer when the doorbell rings.
She laughs as if this is a common problem.
Except for security, that is. We always have to have someone at the gate. I trust Carl didn't give you too much trouble.
Not a problem. I quite like the mild winter here. And Carl was exceedingly genial, thank you.
Oh, good.
She gestures to the left.
Through here.
The kitchen, like everything else about this house, is spacious and upscale. If I were chef, I imagine this would be paradise. Double ovens, an island with an additional sink and burners, and a rustic distressed wood table with seating for a dozen people. Despite the obvious expense that went into this room, it has a warm, welcoming feel.
You're here!
Kacey cries, drops the rolling pin she's holding, and launches herself at me. I barely have time to steady myself to prevent us from toppling to the floor. She kisses me and says,
Merry Christmas, Scrooge.
My eyes dart around the room when she uses my nickname. Everyone's watching, but no one is snickering. I give Kacey a quick kiss hello, self-conscious at feeling all eyes on us at once. Happy Christmas to you too, love, I say. Gavin and Jack sit at the island, eating cinnamon rolls and drinking coffee. Another young man, I'm guessing Kacey's oldest brother, Logan, watches an American football game. Because, of course, they have a big screen TV in the kitchen. Although I was already nervous this morning, my anxiety ratchets up a few notches at being in a room with all three of my girlfriend's brothers. My nerves force me to wonder, irrationally, if I'm fit enough for Kacey. Her brothers are all tall and muscular, Jack least of all, but even he outweighs me for sure. Ridiculous. Surely they won't care how many press-ups I can do. Adelaide uses a spatula to lift a cinnamon roll out of a baking dish and place it carefully on a plate.
Leo will be down shortly, if I can get him away from his emails for a second. I swear that man never stops working.
Her voice carries no bitterness, just a touch of exasperation.
Let's see.
Kacey says.
You already know Gavin and Jack.
We nod our hellos.
And the one over there watching sports is Logan.
Logan rises from his chair, struts over, and gives my hand a hearty shake.
What's up, man? Nice to finally meet you. Kacey talks of nothing else these days.
My neck and ears grow warm. Perhaps I ought to be less newsworthy. Logan gives a low chuckle and drops back into his chair. He's a slightly taller, thicker version of Gavin. Instead of the matching button-down pajama top, though, Logan wears only a black t-shirt and the checked pants. I raise my eyebrows slightly in response to his rebellion, but I don't know him well enough to rouse him. Instead, I choose to rib Kacey. So red check tablecloths are unacceptable, but for pajamas they're allowed. Encouraged.
Stop it! Christmas mornings are for lounging and enjoying each other, not formality.
The shirt's too hot.
Logan complains.
Well, you're putting it back on for the pictures.
Kacey says. Pictures? I panic. You fail to mention that photographic evidence was a requirement.
We always take a family photo.
Kacey's cheeks take on a peachy glow under her freckles. Is she embarrassed?
No pressure, though. You can sit out if you want.
I pull on Kacey's apron strings and press a kiss to her icing sweet lips as I whisper, You're lucky I love you, or I'd get straight back in my car and speed out of here.
You're lucky I love you.
She counters. smiling up at me.
Otherwise, you'd never know the joy of wearing matching family pajamas.
What a tragedy that would be, I say sarcastically.
No, he cannot sit it out.
Claire appears in the entrance to the kitchen.
Casey has forced me to be in every family PJ photo since Gavin and I started dating.
Claire gives me a quick hug and a saccharine grin.
So you will be too.
About time you got out of the bathroom, Claire. What were you doing in there anyway?
Jack asks.
Jack!
Adelaide shouts.
Manners!
Simultaneously, Claire punches Jack in the shoulder like she did to Gavin the other night. Jack rubs his arm. Gavin holds a bite of cinnamon roll-up for Claire to eat, which she refuses. Adelaide notices.
Claire, you've barely eaten anything this morning. Can I get you something else?
I'm okay, thanks.
Adelaide sets 2 plates on the table.
Come on, everyone, eat so we can open presents.
Casey tugs on my arm, and we sit side by side at the table. The cinnamon roll takes up the whole dinner plate in front of me. I lower my voice and say, "This can't all be for me. It's gigantic."
Oh, whoops. That's not yours, Rhys.
Adelaide says, and swaps the huge cinnamon roll out for a proper English breakfast. Eggs, bacon, beans, even 2 slices of grilled tomatoes. My mouth falls open. "Did you cook this for me, Adelaide?"
Call me Addie.
Adelaide rubs her daughter's back.
Casey woke up early. She said you wouldn't be able to handle the sheer sugar content in my cinnamon rolls.
I turn to Casey. "You shouldn't have,"
I wanted to.
she says.
You're welcome to the cinnamon rolls too, but I wanted you to have options. Everyone else already had eggs and bacon.
I kiss her on the cheek. "You are too good to me, gorgeous girl." Half an hour later, we finished eating, and Adelaide, still no Leo, corrals us into another vast room filled with plush sofas and armchairs, a sleek fireplace inset, and a Christmas tree that almost reaches the vaulted ceiling. Upon further inspection, I note several handmade paper snowflakes adorning the walls. Casey's voice comes back to me from our walk on the beach.
I covered the house in handmade snowflakes. While I was cutting and decorating, I was in the zone, not worried about anything. Time flew by, and I felt refreshed and alive when I was done.
This is where her deep love of decorating began, in doing something special for her mum. Leo saunters into the room in his pajamas, and I almost lose it. I've never seen him other than perfectly put together. He runs a hand through his sleek mussed hair and fastens the top button of his pajama shirt. His eyes land on me, and he grins.
"Rhys, my boy. Merry Christmas."
I'm speechless for a second. He's never addressed me like this. Yes, he has warmed up to me a bit since Casey and I filled out the company forms disclosing our relationship, but he's giving off actual father vibes, which is surprising to say the least. Casey must read my astonishment because she nudges me and says,
Just go with it.
out of the side of her mouth. I nod. Leo claps his hands, rubs them together as he glances around.
Are we opening presents or what?
We are now that you've graced us with your presence.
Adelaide chides. Leo takes her arm and pulls her to him.
I'm worth waiting for, aren't I?
She tilts her chin up.
Always. But the rest of the family may not think so.
He gives her a quick kiss on the lips and turns to us.
All right, gang. Who's playing Santa?
Casey settles a Santa hat on her head.
Me, of course. Everyone else is too cool.
I start to get up, but Casey pushes me back down.
Sit. Stay.
She says playfully.
You're our guest.
Claire rises from her spot on the sectional next to Gavin.
I'll help.
Casey and Claire sort the gifts into piles. I'm enjoying this feeling of family and belonging, maybe too much. It makes me wonder if I'm setting myself up for another disappointment. I'll be back in DC next week, and I'm dreading it. If waiting 4 hours to share my lunch break with Casey feels like forever now, how am I going to manage waiting weeks or months? What if long distance proves to be too much for us? Casey delivers the last gift and dusts off her hands.
Okay, youngest goes first. You're up, Jack.
He rips the silvery paper off without ceremony.
Yes!
He crows, holding up noise-cancelling headphones.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
My turn.
Casey sing-songs. She rifles through her mountain of gifts and selects a medium-sized box. Inside is a cozy housecoat from Claire. They share a brief hug before the next present is unwrapped. This rhythm of opening gifts continues on in much the same way, until we get to Adelaide. Gavin slides a gift bag into her lap.
Open ours first.
Adelaide gives him a curious smile and lifts out a roll of fabric. She unravels it slowly, revealing a heather grey t-shirt against her torso. The lettering takes a moment to register. Jack squints at it.
Promoted?
2.
Logan continues.
Grandma?
Mio rumbles, his jaw dropping.
You're joking, right?
The sound that follows is pure joy. Squeals, laughter, and the rustle of wrapping paper as Adelaide and Kacey surge toward Claire and embrace her. I should feel terribly out of place. This is an intimate moment, a family moment. Instead, I'm caught up in their excitement. As I listen to them explain how hard it was to keep the secret, I can't help imagining a day when Kacey and I might surprise her parents with a similar gift. Proposal. Marriage. Of course, after Leanne. I'll give it plenty of time before I ask. But in this moment, there's no doubt in my mind I'll ask Kacey to be my wife. I never felt this way about Leanne. We were together out of convenience and mutual loneliness, not true compatibility. With Leanne, I was the one trying to please her, and no matter what I did, it was never enough. Kacey's the opposite. She's always finding little unexpected ways to show she cares. If Leanne were a frozen barren tundra, Kacey is a sunny spring meadow. After everything settles down, the gift opening resumes. When it's Kacey's turn again, she chooses a gift, and an oversized envelope falls off of it. She picks it up and flips it over. Her name's emblazoned on the front in Quantum CEO's unmistakable, sweeping script. Her brows knit together.
What's this, Dad?
He grins.
Open it and find out.
She slips a sparkly red fingernail under the flap and pulls out a folded letter and what looks like an index card from school first. Kacey gives a little gasp.
Thanks, Mom.
You earned it, honey, but no sharing yet. It's a family secret that stays with you until you pass it on to your own kids.
Adelaide gives Kacey a squeeze.
What is it?
Jack asks petulantly.
Mom's cinnamon roll recipe.
Kacey taunts.
Oh, good for you.
He snickers.
I hate cooking.
It's Christmas, so I'm going to ignore that.
Kacey says sweetly.
There's more. Read the letter.
Leo urges. She unfolds it and reads aloud.
Dear Miss Briggs, we're pleased to tell you that your transfer request to our Washington, D.C. office is effective beginning January 2nd.
The hand flies to her mouth, and her eyes snap up to Leah.
Seriously?
She squeals.
Yes. Well, the numbers came back from the gala. There was record attendance, and all the press coverage has been stellar. I was worried the blackout would garner negative press, but there was none. You did it, Kacey.
His smile reaches his pale blue eyes, but I detect the faintest hint of sorrow in them. He looks to Adelaide, and she gives him a bolstering nod.
You held up your end of the deal, so I'm holding up mine, treating you like an adult and letting you go.
Kacey's eyes go misty. She runs to her dad, and they embrace.
I'll always be your daughter,
She whispers into his shoulder. His arms tighten as he buries his face in her hair. I guess Gavin was right about Leo. Sometimes all it takes is the right person to change his mind. He loves his daughter. That much was always clear. But watching him hold Kacey now, I can tell he finally respects her the way she deserves. The rest of the family buzzes around them, congratulating, exclaiming, but it all fades away when Kacey's gaze finds me. There's a tumult of emotion in the aquamarine depths of her glistening eyes. Moments ago, I was picturing marriage and children with Kacey. But now, it all barrels toward me like a tornado. When the dust settles, I realize it's not fear I feel. It's awe. She's leaving her home to build one with me. She's choosing us. Kacey bites her bottom lip, bounces on her toes a half-dozen times, waiting for my response. Everyone is. The excitement in her features begins to morph into worry. The part of me that loves Kacey and Christmas is familiar but rusty. For the first time since Leanne left, I'm not guarding my heart, I'm using it. Of course, coming fully back to myself will be a process. But one thing's for sure, I'm no longer that empty shell of a man. I take Kacey's hands and meet her eager gaze. The last thing I want is for her to wonder if I'm having doubts about us. Because I have absolutely none. My thumbs brush her knuckles, and I feel the tension in her fingers. Congratulations, gorgeous girl. I can't wait to show you around. Warmth rises in my chest, and a smile follows. I kiss her forehead, then her lips.
Good.
Her eyes reflect the twinkling Christmas lights.
Because I fully intend to drag you to every festival and farmer's market I can find.
I've never been one for adventure, but with Kacey, every day feels like one. And no matter where our adventures take us, East Coast, West Coast, or across the pond, I belong with her. Later that evening, when everyone is off enjoying their new gifts, Kacey and I sit alone on the patio, sipping apple cider in front of the glowing fire pit. I dig around in my trouser pocket. Kacey allowed me to change after the family photo, and pull out an awkwardly wrapped item. One side of her mouth lifts.
What's that?
One more gift. She brightens and shifts excitedly in her lounge chair.
For me?
I place it in her palm. I'm afraid the paper's a bit of a mess from being in my pocket all day. Her shoulders curl in, and a smile lights up her face as she rips it open. She inhales sharply as the metal reflects the dancing flames in front of us. She holds the coin reverently and traces the circumference with her fingertip.
Where did you get this?
I suppress a self-satisfied smile. The White House.
No way.
Her eyes snap up to mine, glistening, disbelieving.
When?
After you tossed the paper cup with the emblem, you seemed so sad to let it go. I thought you might like one you could keep.
See?
She leans into me.
You big softy, you were never truly a Scrooge.
Around you, I become a complete softie. I tuck her in closer and kiss the top of her head. I suppose I had a feeling about you from the very beginning. She shifts and kisses me, and smiles up at me and says,
Me too.
The coin glimmers in her hand, a symbol of our beginning and everything that led up to this moment. Her head rests on my shoulder, and for the first time in a long time, the world feels steady. The frost that once covered my heart has melted for good, and all that remains is warmth, laughter, and the woman who made me believe in Christmas again.